Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video, we'll be going through the PvP meta teams in Dislyte. So I'll be going through some meta team or the powerful team that I think is more frequently used in higher tier. Like let's say from point war 20 to 24, more players are using this kind of team for their defense base or maybe from their attacking base, right? So I'll go through one by one the team that I think of, and I'll teach you how usually people build them as well. But the most easiest way is actually just watch through the leaderboard here. You just click one by one, see what is their team they're using at and what Esper they're using at. You'll see a lot of familiar faces that they're most of the time using because they're all the meta Esper. Or if you don't know how to fight a certain comp, so let's say if you don't know how to fight this player comp and if you have the Esper, you can try to copy the team and try to put in a defense formation, and then you just wait people to attack you. Then you can go watch back the record and see how people fight it. Because point war here, people can actually use a manual way to actually win you. Alright, so the first one here I'm gonna go through is gonna be the Moriyama team. Moriyama team is one of the most famous team among all the other teams. So the first thing you need to do is you're gonna have Moriyama but need minimum R1, because you need Moriyama R1 here to have 90% AP push at the start of the combat. So in order to trigger this 90% AP push at the start of the combat, you're gonna need a speed leader. So there's only a few speed leader here that we can actually use. That's not limited to Shimmer. So most of the time, all these speed leader here, people are gonna use either Yuhime or either Chuyao or either Tolan. But I already rewind my Tolan for PvE content, so my Tolan is like low level without any ascension. So I'm gonna kind of weak in PvP content in that mean. Alright, so these are most of the time they'll pick either two or either one of them. So let's say most of the case people are gonna use Tolan as a speed lead with Moriyama combo, because Tolan is the fastest. You're gonna ensure your Moriyama gonna take the next action. Because if you're using Moriyama team, you don't want your Moriyama to actually be slower than the enemy. So most of the time you'll see Tolan as a speed leader, but some player will use Yuhime here as a speed leader for another sub DPS, and you Tolan here for to snatch the speed leader. Because ally speed 25% here, with any Twilight Order, Yamato or Moriyama will get another 10% speed, which is 35%. So higher speed leader when using Yuhime, then Tolan have the highest speed passive, so Tolan will be faster than the enemy Moriyama team who is just using Tolan. So there's a lot of situation. Or some player will actually use, like, they don't want to use Yuhime, they use Tolan as a speed leader and use Chuyao to land another protection for Moriyama, just in case Moriyama fail to kill someone. Maybe can go through by Chuyao's assist to actually kill some player. Then the next slot maybe player is gonna use is gonna be Suje to land additional true damage while Moriyama is attacking. It's also pretty effective if they are using Suje here in the team. Okay, then if you don't want to use Chuyao here, you can also take it down, and we're gonna put two support. The most often support we're gonna see is gonna be Lushang. Basically, Lushang is in every team here in high tier PvP, because Lushang is just too OP for any content. The buffs he can provide is just too OP. So you can put Lushang here to further buff Moriyama's damage, and then you can put another one. You can maybe like put healer, like let's say Lien, or maybe Sakura as well. But the most often one I would say is gonna be Zihe, because so you can avoid player using Wu Yu to break downs to kill you, or maybe like counter attack through Momo, all these things. Zihe here is a very pretty solid support choice. So personally, I think I'll build something like this as well for Moriyama team. And the second famous team I would say is gonna be the Wu Yu team. So Wu Yu team here, people won't build Wu Yu team as a full defender, because we have Zihe in the meta now, so people won't build full defender team. It will get counter very easily. So people usually put Wu Yu here. Then Sakura and Wu Yu is kind of tied together, it's a must. Then some player maybe will put Yamato here as a 3 defender team, or maybe another Meta Yunchuan here for a 4 defender team. Alright, but the more often one I think I see, which is something like this. So Meta Yunchuan here to further reduce Moriyama damage. We have Wu Yu here Sakura here, then you can put Nathaniel, which is one of the main core Wu Yu team now. Most likely you're gonna see Nathaniel and Wu Yu. And then the last slot here, some player will actually build like, let's say, R6 Lin here for double healing protection, and then damage reduction and healing as well, special turn DPS and active turn DPS. Or some people will take this down and put this slot like this. So we have special turn, active turn, heal, and Momo here. Because a lot of players actually use Momo to counter the enemy Wu Yu team. Then you put one Momo here to re-counter the enemy Momo, so something like this. So some players also play like a team like this, or maybe they don't want to use Momo. They will also prefer to put Yuhime here as a speed leader. Let's say, where's Yuhime? Maybe they'll put Yuhime here as a speed leader, and then maybe they're not using Nathaniel, and then they might actually put in Yamato here. Yamato here. So you have a very fast speed leader. You can maybe you have a chance to re-counter the enemy speed leader, because you have a 35% speed lead. If you actually build your Yuhime very fast, and your Yuhime actually casts a turn first, your Yuhime can AP down them with your S3. So it's actually very strong as well. Pretty annoying, but this team here is pretty easy to get countered by Zihe, because all your team here most likely is going to do special turn. So I think the best one is going to be Wu Yu plus Nathaniel here. Is the most secure way to build a team. I will build something like this, 2 support, 2 meta healing support, Wu Yu team for the defender support, Nathaniel here, and then the last slot, maybe meta Yunchuan here for extra DPS, tankiness, or maybe Yamato for extra passive boost as well, and also healing, because Yamato can heal and also gives extra bonus for the defender defense. So this is Wu Yu and Nathaniel team. Then the other more often team we're gonna see is gonna be a pure Momo team. So Momo team here will be your main DPS. So your Momo here have to be like as high reso as possible. If you have R0 Momo also works, but you need her at high divinate. He really needs a lot of stats, but it's not as stat hungry as Suizai. Suizai needs the R6. Momo doesn't need the R6. Of course, if you have her, if you have R6 Momo, it's even better. But she doesn't need it. You can put something like this. Then you must pair her with Chuyao. So Chuyao will put Spirit Aegis on Momo. So Momo will be very hard to die. Then most likely you're gonna put a Lin here for healing, or either put Sakura. Depends on your choice. But most of the time, I think people are gonna put Lin. Then the next one is going to be recounter the Wu Yu team. So people are gonna put Zihe here to tank it. And then the last slot is pretty flexible. You can put Sujie here for extra DPS and Taunt as well, which most often people will do this as well. Or if you don't want, you can go for, if you want like double healer, you can put Sakura, which is our meta healer as well. You can put it something like this, heal, damage absorb, Momo beam DPS, Chuyao to protect Momo even further. You can do something like this as well. This is more often seen for Momo team, or you can mix and match. The last slot can actually mix and match. Like if you want Tolan here, is also fine. You can put Tolan here. Hey, where's my Tolan? Oh, my Tolan is here. Then you can put Tolan here to ban someone out of the battle. You can also slot in, let's say like I don't know, Iki also works here because they have 2 damage sponge, and most likely they'll try to hit your Momo. There's a lot of ways to build Momo team. Momo team is like one of the most flexible team you can actually combo with, but most of the time these are the Esper you're gonna use more often. I think this is the most common team for Momo. Most likely you're gonna see this team here, and then Chuyao will protect Momo instead of Sujie. Sujie here is more like a passive damage dealer. Then maybe Lushang as well. Lushang one is also very often like 1 heal, 1 protection, Lushang here to further boost Momo damage. This is also very often team that we can see. Then the 4th team I'm going to go through today is going to be the Yukine team. So Yukine team is very easy. As long as you have R2 Yukine, then you can already build this team. Just slot in Yukine, put in as many tanky Esper as possible. You can put also Sally here, but most likely everyone is going to build something like this. R6 Lin, they're going to put in Sakura here. Then they're gonna put in Zihe here to damage sponge from Wu Yu, and then the last slot here most likely is gonna be Lushang. This is the most where's Lushang? the most common Yukine team you can see, everyone just need to slot in Frost set. Just put as tanky as possible for their Frost set will do, and not to mention the Frost set got boosted to 35% chance to trigger. It's very often you get the Snow Cloak and Yukine will just do all the damage. It's one of the meta team as well, can counter a lot team easily. So let's say you don't want to use Lu Shang here, you can also put in like let's say Sui Zai here, but with Frost set. Basically your whole team put Frost set, then you are already the meta Yukine team. Then the last one here I'm gonna go through, well not the last one, I think there's a few more, which is also one of it, is gonna be the Sui Zai. So Sui Zai team is also one of the meta team, but you're gonna need R6 Lien guarantee. This is guarantee you're gonna need her. And then you're gonna need Zihe from the damage span. Like Zihe is basically using everywhere. Sakura is not really needed in a Sui Zai team. Then you're gonna need to put Lu Shang here for extra damage boost, is because of the golden buff. Then the last slot here is kind of flexible. You can put in Chu Yao here for Spirit Aegis for him. If you don't really need Spirit Aegis, you can slot in Momo to re-counter the enemy Momo, or you can slot in Iki here because your team is going to be very tanky. Your Iki will be annoying them by his passive to provide AP down, buff clean, max HP, reduce max HP capacity. All these things here is also very annoying. You can put Iki here in. This is the most often Sui Zai team. Like the core Esper will be these two, Zihe and Lien. Then I put Lu Shang here for further protection. If you really want to be more tankier, you can also put in Sakura here. This is the Sui Zai team, but Sui Zai requires R6. This is the different thing, right? And then the last one here I'll be going through is gonna be Meta Liling team. So Meta Liling team needs Yijing and then need Lu Shang to just keep accentuated him. You're gonna need this to protect Meta Liling. You're gonna need Lu Shang, and you're gonna need Zihe as well. This is also a very solid team, but it will get countered by Momo if your Meta Liling is not that strong. Like if you have him R6, it's even better. But even my R5 here doesn't perform like very well compared to the other team like Yukine and Nathaniel team. Meta Liling still needs some startup time, right? And because of the AP push by Yujing here, the S1 might actually get countered by Yuhime in some point, but this team is still a pretty solid choice overall. But the other one, if you don't want, you can put down Meta Liling and you can put in Jinchu here. So Jinchu here himself will have an extra bonus turn from his S2. So if he casts S2, extra bonus turn, then cast S3, already get benefit by Lu Shang. So he can do extra more damage to the enemy. It's also a very solid team. This team is most likely you're gonna use for manual instead of auto. But this is a very strong manual team. The manual team Yujing plus Lu Shang one is a very strong manual team for the current meta as well. Right, so these are the meta team currently in the PvP, high tier PvP content. In lower tier, I think there's a lot more different kind of meta because they don't have a specific reso or the Esper like Zihe. Maybe they don't have R6 Lien, don't have R6 Sakura, then they have a different PvP meta at the lower tier. But at least at higher tier, I think these are the few Esper that are more consider the team that we often seen and consider meta. Alright, feel free to comment down what you guys think about it, and feel free to share your own meta team or the team that you feel like is actually meta under the comment section as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is JNMP, Yakichiba Tales, Epic Bullet Boy, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwatts, Rimu, Chawny, Antonio Winterspoon, Von Hexa, Yum Kragren, Riku Fred X Iris, Calamity, Rocco Stenzions, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest tag. Thank you so much for Code Wilderness, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Chawny. Thank you so much for your support.